Hello, my name is Selena.
And my name's Theoni, and you are listening to Piping Hot.
Welcome to another episode of Piping Hot. It's been... Oh, no, I feel like I just talked to you.
I know. I think I just talked to you, too. It's because we recorded the Bridgerton episode like only a few days ago because we had to get it out so quickly.
Which is like the fastest I've ever edited an episode.
Y'all, Selena is an absolute rock star. She did that so quickly. Like, it's insane. And we binged it so quickly, it feels like a fever dream.
Yes, no. Oh my God, I should have texted you last night, but I started rewatching it already.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like I've rewatched it at this point because my entire For You page on TikTok is like Canthony edits or Benedict whatever and like just so many different things. Oh my gosh. But you know I have rewinded to certain scenes in the show because I just needed to watch them again.
I know it's painful to start at the beginning because it's like not the good stuff. So I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, come on, let's go.
Let's get this going. I will say I wish I could watch it again for the first time, but you know,
same.
I feel like I want to rewatch season 1 again.
Oh, yes, you told me that. You should.
I think I will.
I feel like season 1 was like really good too.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think season 2 has it beat. I don't know.
Okay. After sitting with it, I think season 2 is better. Because I know on our last episode, I said I like season 1. But after sitting with it and thinking, I was like, no, season 2 is just different, you know? But it's a good different.
It really is.
Yeah.
But anyways, what are you drinking today, Selena?
Today, I am drinking Positive Energy by Yogi. I haven't drank this one in a really long time, but I forgot how good it was.
It's really good.
Yeah, so I'm like really pleasantly surprised. What about you?
Funny you say that because I'm also drinking Positive Energy by Yogi Tea. Yes, I am. Look at my cup.
Shut up.
As you were saying that, I was like, wait, is that what I'm drinking? It is what I'm drinking.
It's so good.
I feel like it is so good. And I also feel like I needed it after the whole microphone fiasco, like earlier, like 20 minutes ago. Y'all, Selena and I both had the same trouble setting up our microphone. And we were texting each other just like livid that we could not set up our microphones. Like, I don't know what was happening, but we got here.
How has your week been?
You know, it's been okay. I am feeling super unmotivated and like I don't want to be in grad school anymore. And I found out that I have to take my big licensing exam at the end of April. Everyone is very, very confused by the whole licensing thing, when you have to do things, hours, whatever. And every state is so different for mental health counseling that it's like really hard to keep track of. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about that. But I do have some news actually.
Okay.
So I'm feeling kind of weird about it. And I feel like I've kind of told you a little bit about it, but basically I for sure decided that I'm going to stay in Boston for a year after graduation.
Oh my God.
Because I don't know if I told you, but about a month ago, my supervisor at my old practicum had reached out and was asking me if I wanted a job. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to be and whatever. And the more I was thinking about it, I was just like, I don't really know what I want to do. I really miss people back in Minnesota and everything. But I actually spoke with her this morning and we talked about all the little things. And I decided I'm going to take the job. So I have a job, which is great. And
Shut up.
I'm going to be staying in Boston for a year. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Congratulations. That's so exciting. And I feel like having a job before graduation is like so nice and it eases your anxiety of like, what the heck am I doing? Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm a little like nervous about if I made the right choice or not. But at the same time, I'm like, in a year, if I decide I don't like living in Boston, like post grad, then I can come back to Minnesota anytime I want. Like I have the flexibility to do that right now. So
that is freaking awesome. I'm sad because you're not gonna be back in Minnesota, but Also, I'm not going anywhere. So it's like, if you come back in the next year, I'll like still be here.
I know. I'm going to try to make a point to like come home more if I am like financially able. And they did approve me to start work in July. And so I'm going to have the entire month of June in Minneapolis, Rochester, Minnesota. So I'm going to get to see everyone then and have a little time off between work and grad school, which I was very, very thankful for.
Yeah.
So I will get to see people then.
That's so nice to take like a whole month off. I mean, you deserve it after doing grad school for the past 2 years. So
yeah. But yeah, so that's my big news for the week. Otherwise, no changes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes me so happy for you. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's a weight off my shoulders for sure.
Definitely.
So I guess the next thing is pop culture moments. I really don't have a lot since we last talked, but I think there is one big thing to discuss.
Okay, you go. I think I know what it is.
The Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we were recording during the Oscars, but I also didn't know it was the Oscars that night. So I was like,
yeah. I actually did because Andrew Garfield was nominated and I wanted him to win. So I was like, which he didn't. And guess who went against him? Will Smith. So let's talk about that.
Oh, wait. I didn't know he won in that category against Andrew Garfield. Oh, dang.
Will Smith won leading actor after the slap and was like crying and was like apologizing to everyone but Chris Rock. What are your thoughts on this situation if you feel comfortable giving them? If you don't have to.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh. I remember like getting off of our like recording session and going on Twitter and seeing it all over.
Yep.
Same with TikTok, seeing it literally everywhere on my For You page. And okay, one, violence is never the answer, okay? Especially on live television to like millions of people, right? Like, come on, dude. There are better ways to address that. Second, though, I don't think you should also be making jokes about appearances. I think if it was a cancer patient, you wouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Right? I feel like there's a very fine line between, you know, making a joke that like you can laugh and like good in a good heart, whatever, but then like knowing that she has a condition, Jada has a condition, it just here's like really bad taste.
So here's a couple things that I will say to that. Okay. The first is that I don't think Chris Rock knew that Jada had alopecia, first of all. But second of all, really? When you hire someone like Chris Rock, you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? Like, these comedians that they hire a lot of time, it's not like they haven't made jokes like this in the past. Yeah. So you knew that like being in that room, any one of you in that room is subject to being made fun of, which I'm not saying is right or wrong, but I'm saying that like that's the expectation. It's just like when Ricky Gervais hosts the Golden Globes. Like, you know he's going to roast the crap out of people. Like, that's what you're getting. But I will say personally, I feel that most of the fault falls on Will Smith, especially because of who he is. Like, he's a role model. He's really beloved to like everybody. And we were actually talking about this in one of my classes the other day. But it's just like little kids watching that are seeing that and like, oh, I can just hit him, or like if I'm mad at somebody, or you know, protecting someone is my justification for doing this. And I feel like it just sends the wrong message. And so that's how I feel about it. While I understand like there's faults on both sides, absolutely, I do feel like violence is just not the answer. And like in the setting too, I was like, dude,
at the Oscars, dude, like, come on.
It almost seemed planned, which I know there's like conspiracy theories about this, but at this point, I don't think it's planned.
Yeah, I saw like all the discourse of like, oh, was it real or was it not real and all of that stuff. But yeah, no, going back to your point, I definitely agree with all that you said. I think it was just like a bad situation with fault on both sides.
Sure.
Question, was he the host?
Who, Chris Rock?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that they had, so I think her name is Regina Hall, Wanda Sykes, and Amy Schumer. They were like the three main hosts. So I don't know if Chris Rock kind of did some like announcing between things or how that worked. I was a bit confused by that too, actually.
Okay. Also, I didn't watch it and I don't care for the Oscars. So I just like.
Fair enough.
Know. Okay.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's kind of my big pop culture moment for the week.
Yeah.
Just wanted to touch on that and get your thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. I was bummed Andrew Garfield didn't win. I was really happy that like the first deaf actor ever got an award. I thought that was really cool.
Oh,
and
wow. Wait, who?
Troy Katzer. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was in that movie Coda.
Got it.
And which is unfortunate that a moment like that got overshadowed. Ariana DeBose won Best Supporting Actress, the first Afro-Latina to ever win that category. Like, there were a lot of, like, really good things that happened. But
yeah. Moon Knight on Disney Plus premiered. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm so excited.
I have to watch it.
Yes, I've heard that the first episode is so good and it ends on a cliffhanger. So, like, I definitely want to watch that. I think it came out last Wednesday, but super excited because I love Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, he's a cutie. My Holden Rodriguez.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to touch on some other Bridgerton stuff because, again, I'm still on that side of TikTok. And I feel like it's still relevant. Okay.
Oh, I'm on that side of TikTok, girl. I get you.
Both of them can sing. The two leads, Jonathan Bailey and Ashley Simone. Is it? No.
Simone Ashley.
I was close, okay?
You were close. Yeah, and they both have like beautiful voices.
Yes.
Like they're not actors who can sing and I'm like, oh, you can sing in quotes.
Yeah.
No, they can actually sing and it's really good.
Yeah,
like what the heck?
Well, I knew Jonathan Bailey could, but I didn't know about her. And I was like,
she has like a princess voice.
Yes.
Like it's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Holy
I
cow.
love that.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it kind of on TikTok, but Jonathan Bailey is gay and I'm so sad and my expectations are out of whack because I'm like, are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. I get personally upset by that as if I had a chance or like as if our paths were ever going to cross. That's never going to happen. Like, I don't know.
And then also, let's not forget that you went viral on TikTok. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. It was so stupid, but I will. It literally is the stupidest TikToks. And I try to make like good TikToks, like fashion or like weird things. Nothing ever happens with them. And then, of course, the one of me walking down the street listening to Bridgerton music, like goes viral and I'm like, what just happened? But okay, I will say on the record that soundtrack slaps. It
so
slaps.
Good. Yeah, I was listening to it the other day and I was like, damn, this is good.
And it's really good like study music because it's all like instrumental, you know?
Yeah.
So I was listening to it in the library today when I was working on a paper. But
yeah. No, there's the one by Odessa. What is it called? No, is
Odessa?
It's not by
You mean
Odessa.
Duomo?
Wait, no?
Odessa is like an EDM
Yeah,
band.
but they covered it. They did the string. Wait, what is it called?
I don't think it's Odessa.
Is it not Odessa? It's like crap. What is it called?
Let's look it up.
What is it called?
Are you thinking of What About Us? Are you thinking about Wrecking Ball?
How Deep Is Your Love?
Oh, is it Odessa?
I don't know.
Is it Duomo?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me
don't know.
look. It's by Kyrus Houston.
Okay, we were.
What the heck?
Both very
Where did you get Odessa from?
I don't know because maybe I was thinking of a remix or whatever, but no. Oh my gosh, How Deep Is Your Love is so good. I listened to that one on repeat, and then I also listened to Wrecking Ball on repeat.
Oh, it's so good. But also, How Deep Is Your Love? The scene that's in.
Yeah.
Ooh, mama. Ooh, mama. Oh my. Oof, the Martha. Anyways.
I was gonna say, you know what? I was thinking about it. Did we ever talk about the meet cute that we witnessed on Broadway on this
We
podcast?
didn't. And how dare we forget about it? Selena, please tell this story because it's important.
So this is back when I visited Theoni in Boston, and we did a weekend trip in New York. And when you're in New York, you'll always go see a Broadway show. So that's what we did. We went to go see Hadestown, which we did talk about on the podcast, but we didn't talk about the meet cute that we witnessed in like the box seats. So we're like sitting down waiting for the show to begin, and I just like to people watch, so I was just like looking around and like obviously waiting for the show to start. And on my left side in the box seat, so it's like a whole different section, I witness a couple come in, and they kind of look not distressed, but like certainly confused. And they bring over an usher, and I'm watching this whole thing. I was like, oh, something with the seats messed up. You know, it happens. And they come back with an usher, and they're talking with these people who are sitting, and they figure out that, you know, their seats, the couple's seats are, I think they accidentally booked it apart. So
Yes.
they weren't next to each other, but the couple wanted to sit next to each other. So then these two strangers were like, okay, yeah, I'll just move to the seat above and sit next to you, so then the couple can sit next to each other. So, okay, that works. The couple sits down, and then the two strangers sit next to each other, okay? And it was fine. I was like, oh, okay, that's normal. They're chatting, whatever, show starts. Great. The house lights go down, okay? And then in intermission, the house lights come back up, and I think his arm was around her chair. Are you freaking kidding me?
It's unreal.
I remember seeing that. I was like, his arm is around her.
We were freaking out and trying to be like very nonchalant about it, but we were like, holy crap, they're falling in love. We're seeing this before our very eyes. Like, it's crazy.
And then during intermission, they switched seats because he was on the side where like you could see below, but then she was next to the exit. So they switched seats so she could be closer to the stage and have a better view. I was like, what the heck? Okay, house lights go back down, whatever. At the end of the show, house lights come back up. Same thing, like they're close to each other.
They're
and stuff.
so
and then,
close.
Yes, and then he helps her put on her freaking jacket.
I know.
Like a gentleman.
Like a true gentleman. Chivalry is not dead.
I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening.
And they like, yeah, I mean, I just hope they're getting married, whoever you are. I hope that you're falling in love as we speak and having the most beautiful love story, because what I witnessed was real life love.
Yeah, the real life meet cute.
Yes.
That is a meet cute.
Yes.
At a Broadway show too. Like, holy crap, that's amazing.
I know. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So good. Is that all the pop culture stuff you have?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so today, as you guys know, we are going to be talking about the Olivia Rodrigo documentary that came out about a week ago.
Yep.
So we finally got a chance to watch it, so we're going to discuss it. I am curious to hear your overall thoughts, like before we kind of dig into it, or do you want to save that for the end?
No, I can do like high level overall thoughts.
Okay.
I thought it was good. Like I really liked her performances. I think it reminded me that she is very, very talented. I guess I wanted a little more commentary. Like I
Same.
just wanted a little more, because she was giving me
Yeah.
like pieces, and I was like, if I could get more, I would figure out the story. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I agree. And like, of course, we were like knee deep in all the drama with that. And part of me wanted that. And I also understand why she didn't include that. But at the same time, I agree that I wanted more. I was almost getting a little bored. I was like, okay, like I feel like listening to the lyrics, I knew what the song was about, because even like she talked about in the documentary, she writes in a very like specific way, and so you really know what she's talking about in her songs. And so yeah, I just feel like I needed more overall. Like it wasn't my favorite. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite.
I will say I did like the behind the scenes stuff that she did in the studio, because
that was my favorite.
Yes, I love seeing that, and I think it's just so interesting how musicians put together their album, and just like kind of how big of a deal it is, and also how long of a process it is. So
Totally. Okay, so the first thing that I kind of noted was that It's just crazy how old she was when this all started and
Yeah.
how fast she grew. Like the fact that it started off with her listening to Driver's License on the radio for the first time. And then now it's like one of the
Yeah.
biggest songs of all time. And she's nominated for 7 Grammys, like within the span of like a year. Like that's insane.
It was so crazy for me to see that like screen grab of her Instagram live being like, hi guys, I just dropped my first single or whatever it's called, Driver's License, like it's my debut single or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's so weird because it's like she is so huge now that it's like that blows my mind, you know?
I know, yeah, which I thought was a really cool way to start it out because it really gives you a frame of reference for like how fast her life changed because it really did change. And I know I actually saw a recent interview she did with Drew Barrymore talking about how, you know, growing up as a child actor and things like that, which I thought was really interesting. But it just goes to show that like although she's dealt with that, she's never dealt with it to the degree she is now, which is insane.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she like blew the frick up now that I'm like thinking about it. And it's like crazy to think of like how fast she just rocketed to the top. It's crazy.
Exactly. And I think, and this is something I guess that I noticed throughout, but I just love how much she loves songwriting.
Yeah.
Not even just for like a personal reason, but because she loves like the craft of it, the creativity with it. And I respect that so much. I just thought it was so cool to see her process.
I'm like envious of her because that is like my idea of being a songwriter, but I know I'm not as talented. So it's like, oh my gosh, seeing her process and seeing like how much she just really loves to write songs. I'm like, damn, that could have been me.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I remember seeing her first performance of Happier, and I was like, I didn't know that the documentary was going to be pretty much performances. So what did you think of Happier?
It's funny because when I was watching this documentary, I haven't listened to Sour since it came out. Because I've just been listening to other stuff. Like and it's not that I don't like it. It's literally because I've been listening to other stuff. As I was watching this documentary, I forgot how much I loved these songs and how good it was. Because I love Happier. But then Deja Vu came on. I was like, oh, I love Deja Vu. Or I love Favorite Crime. You know, like, I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I really enjoyed Happier. Well, I also enjoyed all of them, but...
One thing I did know is that the background of Happier reminded me so much of Love on the Brain. Like that.
You're right.
Do. Like, I don't know. So I just thought that was interesting. But I do like that she had an all-female band.
Me too.
And okay, and one thing I was curious about is, were these recorded live or like how live was it? Because I think to some degree it was, but also there's no way it could be totally live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crap. What is the song called? It's when she did the Looper. What song was that?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I know it's written down there somewhere.
I know. It's in my notes somewhere. But in that song, I could tell that they didn't sync up her lips moving with the music, like the vocals. And so I definitely knew that was edited. But I think most of it was live.
I think it was like recorded live, maybe like the vocals, and then they obviously edited to
cleaned
make
it up.
Yeah.
Yep. I think so too. Okay. I will say, as I was watching the beginning, I think it's crazy that she did this documentary / performance thing. Because if you think about it, she had her album. She's been performing, right? There were literally all of the screen grabs of of all of her performances that she's done. Okay. And then she did Sour Prom on YouTube. And then now it's this documentary.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I actually made a note about that somewhere in my notes. But I was like, isn't this kind of the same as Sour Prom? Like, I just felt like it felt a bit repetitive.
Yes.
Like I don't know that she needed to do Sour Prom if she was going to do this.
I know. I literally said that she's just like milking her first album, which I mean, it's a great first album and like more power to her for like how young she is. But it's like, it's a lot.
We get
like,
it. It is.
It's a lot. So random, but I love the bangs look on her. I think bangs fit her perfectly.
When did she have bangs?
During in the recording studio. There was some clips from the recording studio. Oh, you mean like
curtain bangs?
Yeah, kind of. Right?
Okay. Well, they definitely weren't straight across bangs.
Okay. There was something.
I did notice the curtain bangs that I liked. I agree.
So good on her. I was like,
add some dimension, you know?
Yes.
Yes. Another random thing. I guess I was curious too if you have any information on this, but she said like the whole thing was a road trip from Salt Lake City to Los Angeles.
Yep.
Why? Because she said she wrote the songs then, but I don't understand why was that the route that they took?
Salt Lake City?
Maybe.
Okay.
Because that would make sense.
Yeah. I don't know where she's from, but I feel like, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Salt Lake City is because that's where they filmed High School Musical, the series. But I don't know. Yes, but I don't know if she's lived there or maybe if she just like was there for a long time, which is why she did that route. Because I know, that high school, I think, is in Salt Lake City.
I also thought it was really cool that she found out about Dan online. Like Dan reached out to her and was like, we should work together. And she was like, okay. And then the fact that they just meshed so well and could create something as big as Sour, that's insane to me.
Yeah, that is so insane. It's just like, it like reinforces the power of social media, like of how many people you can connect with and just like where you can go. I thought that was so cool.
Oh my gosh. That is like my dream. Like I obviously like, I write a lot of songs. Like I have this image in my head or like the sound in my head of what my songs would sound like produced. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to do. Like I would love to work with somebody who knows how to like actually do that stuff. And that's my dream, man. So if anyone's listening to this, let me know. I have like a crap ton of songs in my back pocket.
Hit Theoni up.
I don't know what. Yes, literally hit me up.
She mentioned, I think it was Happier or it was a different song. I don't know. I don't have it noted. She mentioned that she had to see this guy every day, but he was with someone else, and that was devastating for her.
I had that note too.
Yes.
I said in all caps, Joshua with Sabrina.
Yeah, it is. Because when she said I had to see this guy every day, I was like, it's Joshua. Like, who else would it be? Who else would you have to see every day? You know?
Yeah. Spicy.
I know.
But I can't imagine that, honestly, actually, I can't imagine that because that has totally happened to me before. When I like broke up with someone and we were in the same group of friends and I had to see them all the time and I was like, yo, this blows.
It's hard.
Like it blows. Yeah. And I honestly, I'm going to say probably the same thing a million times as we're going through this because I loved watching this because I am like a songwriter in a sense, you know? But I really like that she said writing songs is like a friend to you, you know, because it helps you through things. And I just think that was really beautiful because I feel the same way. It's like when I don't want to share with someone what I'm going through or what I'm feeling, I can like write about it and like see how it can turn into something beautiful. And I think that's just a really cool way to like cope with things, you know?
No, definitely. Again, I'm just like envious of her. I'm like, damn, I wish I could write that well too.
I know, right? Crazy. What did you think of Jealousy?
I forgot how much of a banger it is. You know what? I also realized watching this documentary, I didn't know any of the lyrics. Just like didn't know any of them. I don't know what that. I don't know like what I was singing when I was listening to the album. Like I don't know the lyrics because I have captions on. Because remember, I'm deaf, so I have captions on. I'm kidding.
Did we ever tell people about that? Okay, wait. So over the trip with Selena and I, when she came to visit me at Basse, we went to New York and stuff. We found out that Selena is deaf and blind
and stupid
and stupid. And I have the body of an 80-year-old man. So there you go.
Together
we're falling apart.
Yes, together we're falling apart. Oh my God, yeah.
Anyways, The one thing I will say with Jealousy, before watching the documentary, I really didn't know it was about like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. And I thought like the broken TVs were like very symbolic of that, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yes. And I love it too, because like after getting that context and then listening to her perform, I was like, damn, this is about social media.
It is, yeah. Which is part of the reason I like it, because you get that background and then you understand the songs on a different level.
Oh, yeah. Also, I mentioned that her outfit is so cute in this performance and that I need that little black shirt that she has.
Oh, yeah. Her outfits throughout were so cool.
Yes.
Like, she can pull off anything. Some things, like, I would never think would go together work for her. Like, go off. I did like her shoes throughout, though. Those chunky black ones. I was like, girlfriend, rock it. Wow.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, I think it was Jealousy, that the song that I wrote this about. So she did a more like punk rock version of it, which I liked, but I felt like her voice didn't fit that song as well in that style.
I agree. I think it was Jealousy. It was like when she was underneath the highway overpass or whatever.
Yes.
I agree. It didn't sound strained, but it sounded weird, like a little different. And I couldn't like place what it was.
I think it's because that song almost didn't, for me, belong in that genre. Like it belonged how it was originally made.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like her voice and that style just didn't click in that song.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Why was she staying in the crappiest motels? Like, I know, I guess it fit the aesthetic, but girlfriend, those sheets have not been washed since like the 1800s. What are you doing?
No, germs.
Like, hell no. I think about like when my family and I used to go on road trips, and every once in a while we wouldn't have a hotel booked, but we would have to pull over to sleep, and my dad would be like, oh, let's pull over there, and my mom would like sleep on top of the sheets because she's like, she's like, I cannot. And my dad was like, no, this is nice enough, it has a shower and whatever. And my mom was like, this is infested.
No, I once stayed in a hotel or in a motel in Milwaukee for a concert, and I got scabies from sleeping in the bed.
That's not real.
No, it was so gross.
You got scabies from a bed?
Yeah, it was me, my
Absolutely
sister,
not.
and my aunt, because we all stayed in the motel for the concert. So gross. Do you have anything for One Step Forward, Three Steps Back? Because I'm going to jump to driver's license.
I do. I will say that I like that she played it on guitar, because I thought that was a nice change of pace. But I don't know. I personally, I didn't have like any kind of reaction to that song. I will say in between One Step Forward and Three Steps Back in the next song, I liked how she was reading from her journal. I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
And really just cute.
Oh my God. It was like, oh yeah, like this guy, or she kind of like paused because like she had written the guy's name in her journal. So she like paused and she's like, this guy. And I was like, you mean Joshua?
Yeah, literally.
You mean Joshua?
And I like when she said, I like something about not being able to fathom falling for someone else, because I get that. Like, wow. I really related to that.
Okay, jumping to driver's license. I thought it was interesting that she didn't perform this, but also this is her most performed song. So she was like probably freaking tired of it, which I don't blame her. I thought it was kind of heartbreaking when she said, like, driving home to him or whatever is like a very literal term where you can take it and be like, yes, I am literally driving home to him. But every time she sang that, she said it was more so of like a non-tangible thing, because like he was home. And so it like really hurts her singing that lyric every single time. And I was like, oh my God, he is home. Like, that's so sad.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, because I was taking it literally like, oh, I'm going to drive home to him. But then the way that she said how he was like literally home for her, I was like, wow, that gives me such a different perspective.
Right? No, me too. And you know what else gives me a different perspective? The fact that the original lyric was brunette girl, not blonde girl.
I know.
I will say I really liked the Saturday Night Live version of Driver's License that she did. That was really cool.
You know what? I forgot that she performed on Saturday Night Live. It was the montage of all those screen grabs where it was like Saturday Night Live. And I was like, oh my God, she did do that.
Yeah, she performed it like at so many places, like you were saying before.
the original key was so high.
Yes,
Honey,
I actually wrote that too.
like the song is already high enough, and when she played that recording of the original driver's license, I was like, honey,
Girlfriend.
this is so high.
Literally, like, can you even sing that? Like, that's crazy, girl.
Yes, yeah. Okay, that was it.
Okay, but no, you're right. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say I love how, especially as a beginning artist, she very much advocated for what she wanted for the album. So like she pitched the album to the label, and the label was unsure, which like joke's on you, because this is probably the biggest album like you've ever had.
Yeah.
But I think that just shows how important it is to stick to like your gut feeling with things like that. Like she knew what it could be and advocated for that. And I think that's really cool.
You know what? Good for her, because she was 17 when she did that. Isn't that crazy? Like, when I was 17, I was like freaking not that put together. Like, no.
Nope. Not even close.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one thing I will say about Deja Vu. I don't like it. I don't like that song. So I don't really have a ton of thoughts about it. I did like that during this part is when she talked about how she really values specificity and authenticity in her songwriting.
Yes.
What did you think I was going to say? Because your face thought I was going to say something else. So what did you think I was going to say?
She was in the diner and she finally addressed the love triangle and how she didn't want to play into that. And I was like, give me more. And then she didn't.
You didn't want to get involved, and you didn't like the hate, but you also did nothing to stop the hate. Well, which, okay, to be fair, I still hold by that I do not blame her for
me neither.
Not saying anything, but I will say I'm like, okay, but you didn't do anything. So
exactly.
I don't know.
And the thing is too, like after seeing this, I didn't realize how much she hated Deja Vu too. Like she did not like it. And so I was surprised when she was like, oh yeah, I like called record label a couple days before it was released and it was like, pull it right now. And I was like, wow.
I know.
But I don't know, like at the end of the day, she still released it and it still put fuel to the freaking fire, you know, like it was.
And at the end of the day, I think the blame for this situation is put on like all of us fans. Like, okay, not all of us fans, but the fans who are sending death threats and making people feel like, no, it's your fault, not any of theirs. Like they can't be perfect. No one handles the ends of a relationship perfectly.
No.
So.
And I like Deja Vu, but I wasn't like sending death threats to Joshua, you know,
like,
or
what the
Sabrina
hell?
either, you know, like
seriously.
So it's just, no, I agree. Some people just take it way too far.
Okay. I was sitting there wheezing to myself when they started Deja Vu with the xylophone. Like, girl, are we in like 5th grade music class? Like, no.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
but I love how Deja Vu starts though.
Wait, was that Deja Vu or was that Favorite Crime?
No, it was Deja Vu.
Okay,
Favorite Crime starts out a cappella.
Oh, you're right. Which I did like.
Me too. I was just going to say that her belt is really, really nice in Deja Vu.
Again, agreed.
I'm just amazed at her range because I feel like her voice placement is very high and I'm just like really intrigued by that because it's not as high as like my voice register, so it's just, I don't know, I'm just always amazed when she belts and then she can go higher and higher and I'm like, where do you end? Like, but what is your range?
And here's the thing too, what I will say, and you will know this because you're a singer too, but like the fact that she can be belting but then go back to like a more talkative like low part like so easily is insane, because I feel like that transition is really hard on your voice.
Yes, it is. And she does it like perfectly. Like you couldn't tell that she was struggling to do that, you know?
Nope. Not at all. I loved her belting in Favorite Crime as well. Like it was beautiful.
Me too.
It was beautiful.
I think Favorite Crime is my favorite song on the album just because I think it is so poetic. And I think, again, I'm envious of that kind of songwriting to make it so beautiful but so heartbreaking, but in a beautiful way as you write it, you know, not beautiful in like musically, but like literally the words that you sing are like so pretty, and I'm just like, I just love it, and I thought that performance was like fantastic.
Okay, it's funny you say that because I wrote I don't love Favorite Crime overall, but I love the song structure because it's
Oh.
very different than a typical song. So
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate how it's like very poetic, like you said, but
Yeah.
it's not like my favorite song.
Oh, okay. Interesting. For favorite crime, I love that she slid into the last chorus for all the things I did. I was like, ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah, I like it. It was, yeah, definitely a little
Again,
different.
I'm like, that's high for you. That's really, really high. But how can you hit that? That is so, I don't know. It just amazed me.
Okay, so now we go into Good For You, which
Yes.
is like my favorite song. I know it's a little more basic,
Really?
but I love it. I listen to it. Well, actually, okay. I'll talk about like my favorite one later.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely number 2 or number 1. Number 2 and number 1 switch off for me. But I loved when her and Dan were laughing about the demon voice that they like had. That cracked
They're like,
me up.
we have Satan in the song.
Yeah, literally, exactly. That cracked me up.
Yeah.
Cracked me up.
I loved this rendition. So I think for me, Driver's License and Good For You, and I would also say Deja Vu are really overplayed for me, which is fine, right? That's the songs that the radio plays and stuff, so that's fine. But I was just in awe of this rendition. I was like, wow, I like love this song again. Like it was so good.
And unlike the other one that we were talking about, Jealousy,
Yeah.
I feel like this song, it was originally more like punk rock or whatever, but I thought it translated so well into this style of music.
Yes.
I thought it was insane. Like I literally wrote in all caps for all of my notes for Good For You. Like I was freaking out. Like I loved it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hope she puts these songs that she did in the documentary on Spotify.
I hope the same because
Yeah.
I will listen to it on repeat. One thing I want to give props to whichever violin player in that song because there's this one part, I think it was during the bridge where she goes, maybe I'm too emotional.
Yep.
Yeah. They were doing like these little high plucks, like I don't know. Sorry. When I listen to songs, I like listen multiple times so I can hear all the
Yeah.
instruments. But like I just thought it was so like musically exciting, and I also wrote it
Yeah.
needs to be on Spotify.
Yeah,
And I
whoever
loved her lower register too. Sorry.
Yes, no.
Sorry.
Oh my God, don't apologize. No,
I'm
she
sorry.
did her. I literally said don't apologize and you say sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a. I'm
Okay,
never
wait,
gonna
this
speak
is-
again.
This is so funny. Okay, anyways, I agree with her lower register because that's how she ends the song. And it's gorgeous. I would be very intrigued if she adds that to her next album because I love her lower register. And I think that's the same with Ariana Grande. I think Ariana Grande has
Agreed.
a gorgeous lower register, but she's never there. So I'm like, come on, you guys, like just give me a little variety.
I agree 100%.
I was gonna say that a fun fact is that me and Theoni sang this in the car driving to New York. We did we found a karaoke, and just so you know, this song is really hard to sing, and she does it like
it is.
flawlessly.
Like I will say a nerdy thing, I've been practicing singing it and I've gotten better since the car because I was like, this is a hard song to sing and I'm gonna make myself know how to sing it.
It is, yeah. So if anyone's like, no, this song is not hard to sing, you should try it and get to the chorus and then tell me how it is. Okay.
And it's not even singing the chorus once, it's singing the whole song because it's just like going. Your voice does not get a break.
She jumps from like lower, and then she's on her higher register for like the entire chorus and like longer, and then she jumps down again and then goes back up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the fatigue of like my voice.
Literally, the fatigue. Crazy.
Oh
Okay, so then in the transition between Good For You and whatever song comes next, she was talking about how she really likes when songs have a trajectory. And I agree with her so much. I love that. Like when it's almost like you're telling a story, right? So like I have this one song that I wrote where it starts out like you're very sad about something or like you're feeling really lost, but by the end of it, you've almost like figured it out and you have more confidence and like whatever.
Yeah.
And so I just really like that she said that because I also love that because I just like the whole point of music is to like tell a story or say something relatable. And I think like I relate to what she said too, that it's a lot easier to write about things that are like sad or upsetting or aggravating or whatever. And so the fact that like you can show someone that you can like find hope or like happiness at the end of it too, I think is very important.
Yeah, again, I just like loved the context that she
Mm-hmm.
shared with all of these songs, and just seeing her like songwriting process, and also like the process of her putting the album together. I just thought it was like so cool, but it also made me realize just how smart she is.
Very smart.
Like so smart.
Totally. Yes, agreed. Random note that I have.
Yes.
So one thing she also said in this transition is that she feels like every song on the record kind of said the same thing, but with different words.
Yeah, I literally have that in my
and-
notes.
Which I thought was really interesting because I was thinking about it and I was like, is she right? But also, I will say, even if that's the case, if they're about the situation, they're all a very different take on the situation.
Yes.
And so I don't feel like it's repetitive at all. I would say if she wrote her whole next album about that one situation like she did this album, I think that could get repetitive. But I don't think I got bored lyrically or anything like that. Like, I thought it was really good.
I think she had a good variety. I think that's important for an album, but also like I was very surprised when she said like, oh yeah, they're all the same songs, just in different words. I was like, not really though. If you look at it, they're all kind of from different perspectives, which you said, but yeah,
I agree.
so interesting.
And what did you think when she was talking about how she felt like no one's really honest with her, and like growing up as a child actor, it's hard to know when you're actually doing something right or not because everyone's just praising you all the time. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I loved that. I love that she shared that because it's so, I mean, obviously I don't know because I've never been a child actor or whatever. I've never been famous, but I definitely relate to the aspect of like getting praise and just constantly getting praise and like feeding off of it and just striving off of that. But also it was just so interesting of like her aspect of like, yeah, I never knew who to trust, and I could only trust Dan and my dad because they would tell me the truth.
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was really sad. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that I think it's really cool that at her age, she's so self-aware of that, because I
know.
think the fact that she can understand that means that she can like ask for that from people, and she knows what she needs,
Yeah.
you know?
No. Again, she's so smart. Like, how old is she? Really? So going to the song Enough for Me, which I just...
Enough for You. Sorry.
Oh, was it? Maybe auto-corrected. Yes. Enough for You. I also love that song, but I was surprised that there was like a clip, I think, in the studio where she said that she didn't think it was good or emotional enough. And that's when she said it was like every other song on the album, but just different words. Me personally, I think her voice is just emotional. I think it might be her tone or something. I don't know if that's weird to say, but like, I don't know.
No.
She's just really good at like showing emotion just like within her voice. If that makes sense.
I agree. No, I 100% agree. And actually, with Enough for You, I fell in love with it because of the documentary. And
Oh my
because
God,
I
really?
just thought it was so simple. Yes. So simple, so beautiful. The trajectory of the lyrics. So like the fact that this was a song she was talking about made her think about how they were all similar blew my mind, because I was
Yes.
like, I don't personally feel that way at all. Like, I thought this song really stood out to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it really reminded me of how everything started for her. And I just thought it was really beautiful.
Yeah, no, I love that song. So we move on to Traitor then, which
Yes.
I think is after Favorite Crime for me. I just love this song. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh. And then when I realized she was doing a looper, I was like, are you kidding me right now?
I know. I thought it was so cool. And it very
Yes.
reminded me of Ariana Grande when she did that with
Yes.
Positions.
Yes, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I was just like, what else can you do? What else can you
Literally.
do? Like,
What else? Like, she's insane.
Yeah.
Honestly. And this was a song that made me like imagine, I want her and Billie Eilish to do a collab
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It'd be so good. Their voices
Like,
would work so well together.
They would work so well together, but
Yeah.
also, can you imagine Dan and Phineas like producing this together?
Yeah, they would have a freaking field day. Like,
Please happen in my lifetime. Like,
Yeah.
everyone would go nuts. That
Oh, yeah.
song would shoot to number one. Even if it sucked, it would go to number one so fast.
oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, now I think we're going into my favorite song.
Brutal.
Well, now it's my favorite song.
Shut
Selena.
up.
Yes. When I tell you that listening and like hearing about Brutal, like affected me. I'm not joking. I don't know what it was, but the way that they like created it 5 days before the album came out, and they put it on there last minute, and then he was just messing around in the studio playing the chords, and then she's like, oh, I like that, and then all of a sudden they have this thing, and then they have all these lyrics, and then just like how it all came together, I just thought it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, I literally, after that song, I paused the documentary, I went to my piano, I started writing a song, and then I went back and finished it. I was like, I don't know why, but I felt so inspired. I don't know why. It blew my mind. I'm being dramatic, but like, I don't know what it was. It just like blew my mind. Holy crap.
I will say I love seeing the writing process for that. The fact that like they're just like, oh, I want another upbeat song. Let's write one. And they're like, I don't know. And then he did the guitar thing. And she's like, oh, wait, I like that. And then they had lyrics together and all that stuff. Like it was just so amazing to me that this was so last minute. And it's the first song on her album and it's so good. I was just like, damn, go you. Like, it's that's insane. So great. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, holy crap. I love it. Everything's in caps. I literally wrote, it reignited my love for creating and songwriting. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I don't know.
That's good though. So you like the upbeat songs on her album.
I do, which is interesting because when I write music, it's usually like slow. But I will say for her, I think I just gravitated towards the upbeat ones for some reason. But I do also really like slow music, like that one I sent you the other day, Tainted by Allegra Miles. Like, I love music like that.
The performance for Brutal was fine. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it was vocally better than Jealousy.
Agreed.
I did love her white top with the cutout.
Yes,
like, that was such a mood. I was like convinced I could like wear that the next day. I was like, yeah, I got it.
It's just like you and your TikTok dances. You're like, oh, I could do that, and then it's like, except you could totally pull off that top, 100%.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, I love the performance, but because I loved everything about it. But
I don't remember what it was. I don't even remember what song it was. But she was in the studio with Dan. And he's like, okay, are you ready? Like, how was that? Like, do you need anything to be increased? And she's like, yeah, can you actually, like, increase, like, the volume of, like, my voice in my headphones? And he's like, oh, really? And then she goes, yeah, I'm a narcissist. I was like, me too, girl. I thought that was so funny. Yeah, like, and she was so like, she was serious. She didn't laugh afterwards. I was like, okay.
She's like, I really just want to hear my voice. Yeah.
When she moved on to the last song, Hope You're Okay, I 100% forgot how that song went. So when she was talking about it, I was like, what's the song again? And then she performed it, and I was like, oh, it's this song. Like, I just like remembered it immediately as it began playing.
See, it's interesting because I wrote down that I really liked this as the ending of an album, and I like that she purposely wanted to end it on a more hopeful note. I thought that was really smart. But I will say that I think this song is my least favorite on the album. It just feels kind of boring to me.
I agree. I think, well, in my opinion, I think there are a lot of songs fighting for the top spot for me. So this one is at the bottom, but it's still a good song. Like, I think I wouldn't be like, oh, take it off the album. Like, I hate it. I think it's still really good. Agreed. It just unfortunately falls to the bottom.
Sure.
I will say, though, the lyrics are a country song, but it's a vibe of a pop song.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was really weird.
But I kind of liked that.
Me too. Like, I could imagine like Maren Morris singing this. You know, like,
actually,
I don't know. It's just, I think it's like the storytelling. And she also said something about how like country songs have a story and are like very emotional or something. And that's why they like hit so hard or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did not say that right, but she said something like that.
No, I think she said that like country music influenced how she songs right because of the storytelling.
Yes. Yeah. Hope You're Okay is like very, very much that vibe of a country song. And so, and also the storytelling, which I think was her whole point, but she got it across. So
yeah, she absolutely did. the setting of the music video on the beach. What song do you think that reminded me of?
Set Me Free.
Yep, it sure did. Which I know wasn't on purpose, but the vibes of them felt kind of similar.
Yeah.
In the way it was filmed.
With her running
Even
into the
running
water.
into the water, yes.
At the same time. Yeah. But also, you know what? At this point, it's like, yeah, of course they were together. Their minds are like so alike. And they're both so smart. And I was just like, yeah, of course they work together. Unfortunately, there was just a really bad fallout.
But yeah, that's pretty much how the documentary ends.
Yeah.
I like that it ends on a really, really happy note where she's just living her life. Like, it almost made me feel like she's finally come to terms with that whole situation. And it almost felt like a closing to this whole like sour era. And now she's kind of on to the next thing, which I think she is. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And I'm happy that she's on to the next thing because I feel, again, like she's milking this out, and I wonder if it's her or her team or her record label or all of them, you know. And I feel like, you know, you always hear people when they go on tour that they hate the songs afterward because they perform it so much. I just wonder if she's at that point where she's just like, I'm ready for something new.
Yeah.
But isn't she going on tour this year?
She is.
Okay, yeah. That's so...
Girl, they're really doing the most with Sour.
Yeah,
for real.
really.
She says she doesn't want to skip steps, but she's doing all of these things. Yeah. So, which I guess you do you, girl. Like, I can't say if I was in her position, I probably would want to do all the things too.
Oh, same.
But it's just interesting.
Like, if I got offered a documentary from Disney Plus, yes, please.
I would do it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. You do it. Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of the documentary. I enjoyed it, but
too.
I also feel kind of indifferent about it.
Same. Like, I feel like it wasn't needed. Like, the whole thing entirely wasn't needed. I think some parts were, you know, like some of the insights and some of the songwriting was like really cool. But like as a whole, I just felt like it wasn't needed because she didn't reinvent the wheel with it, you know? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But yeah, so that is the end of today's episode.
Yeah.
Next week, we are going to be reviewing another book. It is called Beach Read by Emily Henry, I believe. Yep. And it was very big on TikTok.
Yeah.
This is the author who also wrote People Who Meet on Vacation, which people also loved.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to read it. I honestly don't know a ton about it, but we just thought it would be fun to add some variety to what we're doing. And we both love a good contemporary romance.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to read that.
I promise my synopsis will be better next time. This is like, what, 4th times the charm? How many synopsises have we done?
I don't know. You've done Wikipedia. You've done IMDb. Like, I don't know, man. Oh
my gosh. Okay. Okay. I'll do better next time.
And
well, I mean, again, it kind of blew up on TikTok, so I'm intrigued to see if Book Talk is right. Remember, because we last episode we found out that they were wrong. So hopefully this one is better.
Yeah, if it's nothing's gonna be as bad as Ice Planet Barbarians. So okay, well, that is the end of today's episode, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.